Duplicates are easy to delete, and that's exactly why they're dangerous. The real problem is keeping the right record when two rows look the same. Maybe you need the most recent update, or the highest sale, or the latest status, while still keeping every other column intact. If you remove duplicates the wrong way, you don't just lose extra rows. You lose history, context, and sometimes the only row with the correct details. In this walkthrough, we'll learn two reliable approaches. One is quick and built-in, great for simple cases. The other is more controlled, using sorting and a clear rule so Excel keeps the row you actually want. We'll also cover ties, blanks, and mixed data, because that's where most spreadsheets break. By the end, you'll have a repeatable process you can trust on real-world data, not just clean examples. Let's start by defining what duplicate really means in Excel. Next step. Before you touch any tool, decide what makes a row a duplicate. In Excel, duplicates are usually based on one or more key columns. Think of a customer ID, an email address, an order number, or a product SKU. If two rows share the same key, they're duplicates for your purpose, even if other columns differ. And that difference is exactly why you can't just remove duplicates blindly. Next, define the keep rule. Common rules are keep the most recent date, keep the highest amount, or keep the row with a non-blank status. If you don't define the rule, Excel will keep a random-looking row, often the first one it encounters. Also, confirm whether your data is one record per row. If you have merged cells, subtotals, or notes lines, fix that first. Finally, check your date and number columns. If dates are stored as text, your most recent sort can be wrong. Getting these definitions right makes every next step predictable. Next step. Now do the safety steps that prevent painful mistakes. First, convert your range into an Excel table. Tables expand automatically, keep headers clear, and make sorting safer. Next, add a helper column called something like original order. Fill it with a simple sequence, like 1, 2, 3, down the dataset. This gives you a way back if you need to restore the original order after sorting. Then, make sure every column has a header, and there are no blank header cells. If your dataset has leading or trailing spaces in the key column, duplicates might not match. A quick fix is trim on a copy of the key, or using Power Query later. Also, scan for hidden rows or filtered views. Removing duplicates on filtered data can produce results you didn't expect. Last, save a copy of the file or duplicate the sheet. The goal is simple. You want confidence to apply changes without fear. Next step. Let's cover the built-in Remove Duplicates tool and when it's appropriate. This tool is best when you truly want one row per key and you don't care which duplicate survives, or you already arranged the data, so the best row is first. The tool works by checking selected columns and keeping the first occurrence it finds. That means your main control lever is sorting before you run it. If you sort so the row you want to keep comes first within each key group, remove duplicates becomes safe and fast. The mistake is running it on unsorted data and assuming Excel will choose the most recent or highest. It won't. Another common mistake is selecting too many columns in the duplicate check. If you include changing columns like last updated, Excel may treat rows as unique and remove nothing. So for this tool, select only the key columns that define a duplicate, and make sure the keep rule is enforced by sorting first. Next step. Here's the clean workflow to keep the most recent record per key using sorting plus remove duplicates. Step 1 is sorting by your key column first, so duplicates are grouped. Step 2 is sorting by your date column in descending order, so the newest date is at the top of each group. If you have a timestamp, even better, because it breaks ties more accurately. Step 3 is optional but helpful. Add a third sort level using original order, so results are stable when dates match. Now, run Remove Duplicates, and select only the key column or columns. Excel will keep the first row in each group, which is now the most recent one because of your sort. After that, you can sort back by original order if you want the sheet to look like it did before. This approach is fast, transparent, and easy to explain to someone else. The key is that sorting is not cosmetic here. Sorting is the logic that decides which row survives. Next step. Now let's do the same idea, but for keeping the highest value. The pattern is identical. You sort so the winner is first. then remove duplicates based on the key. Start by sorting by the key column to group duplicates. Then sort by the numeric value column in descending order, so the largest number is on top. If you're dealing with currency, confirm the values are real numbers, not text with symbols. If there are ties, 2 rows with the same highest value, you need a tiebreaker. A common tiebreaker is most recent date, so add date descending as the next sort level, or use original order as the final tiebreaker for stability. Then, run remove duplicates and select only the key fields. Excel keeps the first row in each group, which is now the highest value row. This works well for largest purchase, highest score, max quantity, or latest balance scenarios, as long as your sort order matches your business rule. Next step. Sometimes you can't rely on a single sort because your keep rule is conditional. For example, you might want the most recent row, but only if status is not blank. Or you want the highest value, but only for rows marked approved. In those cases, create a helper rank column that encodes your rule into a sortable number. One simple pattern is to build a score where good rows get a higher score. For example, approved could be 1 and not approved 0, then multiply by a large number and add the value or date component. The exact formula depends on your columns, but the goal is consistent. Make the best rows sort to the top. Once you have a rank, you sort by key, then rank descending, then use remove duplicates on the key. This is a practical bridge between simple sorting and full automation. It also makes your logic visible, which helps with audits and handoffs. Next step. Let's talk about the most common failure points: dates, numbers, and blanks. If your date column is text, Excel sorts it alphabetically, not chronologically. That can put 12/1/2024 ahead of 2/1/2025, depending on format. Fix it by converting text to real dates or by using a helper column that turns it into a proper date value. For numbers stored as text, sorting can put 100 before 9, which is obviously wrong. Convert them to numbers before ranking or sorting. Next, blanks. If your most recent field is blank for some rows, decide whether blanks should lose or win. Usually blanks should lose, so you want them at the bottom. That means sorting with blanks last, or building a rank that penalizes blanks. Also watch out for hidden spaces and inconsistent casing in keys. ABC and ABC space are different keys. Cleaning keys often removes mystery duplicates that don't match when they should. Next step. If you want maximum control and repeatability, Power Query is the safest option. It's built into Excel and designed for cleaning and reshaping data without destroying your original table. The key advantage is that your steps are recorded. That means you can refresh the process when new rows arrive instead of repeating manual clicks. The concept is the same. Sort so the best row is first, then remove duplicates based on the key. In Power Query, you load your table, set correct data types, sort by your keep rule column, then use remove duplicates on the key columns. Because the sort is part of the query, the keep rule is consistent every refresh. Another advantage is that Power Query is strict about types, which reduces silent errors. The trade-off is that it's a separate workflow and returns a new output table. For ongoing reports, that's usually a benefit, not a downside. Next step. Here's a practical Power Query recipe for Keep Most Recent. Start by loading your Excel table into Power Query. Immediately set the key column to text and the date column to date or date time. Then sort the date column in descending order. If you have multiple keys, sort by key first, then date descending. Next, use remove rows, remove duplicates, and select the key column or columns. Power Query will keep the first row it encounters per key, which is now the most recent due to the sort step. Then, close and load the result back to Excel. If you need the output to match the original order, you can keep an original order column in the source and sort by it at the end. The big win is refresh. When you paste new data into the source table, you refresh the query and the deduped output updates with the same logic every time. Next step. Now the Power Query version of Keep Highest Value. Again, load the table and set types first. Key is text, value is decimal number or whole number. Then sort the value column descending. If ties matter, add a second sort like date descending, so the newest of the highest values wins. Then remove duplicates using the key columns. The result is one row per key, keeping the highest value row with all other columns preserved. This is especially useful when the dataset is large, because Power Query handles big tables more smoothly than heavy formulas. Also, because the steps are explicit, it's easy to explain to a teammate. We sort by value, then dedupe by key. If you need exceptions, like excluding canceled rows, add a filter step before sorting. That way, canceled rows never compete for the highest spot in the first place. Next step. What about cases where you need to keep duplicates, but mark which one is the winner? That's common when you want an audit trail. Instead of deleting anything, you add a keep flag column. You can do this with formulas or in Power Query with grouping and indexing. The idea is simple. Within each key group, mark the top-ranked row as keep and the rest as duplicate. Then you can filter to keep rows for reporting, while still retaining the full history for review. This is also safer when you're not fully confident in the keep rule yet. You can test your logic, spot check a few keys, and only then decide to delete. In many organizations, this is the preferred approach because it's reversible. Deleting rows is final unless you have a backup. Flagging rows gives you control, transparency, and a clear path to automation later. Next step. Let's wrap this into a simple decision checklist you can reuse. If it's a one-time cleanup and the rule is simple, use sorting plus remove duplicates. It's fast and works well when your data types are clean. If it's recurring data or you need refreshable logic, use Power Query. It's more steps up front, but it saves time and reduces mistakes long-term. If the rule is conditional, like highest value among approved, consider a helper rank or a Power Query filter before sorting. And if you need traceability, don't delete. Flag winners and filter. No matter which method you choose, the core principle stays the same. Decide the key, decide the keep rule, make the winner come first, then dedupe on the key. If you want, share your scenario in the comments. Do you usually keep the most recent record or the highest value, A or B? And if this was useful, subscribe for more Excel workflows that prevent silent data loss. Small tweaks compound into massive performance gains. Subscribe to catch the next workflow optimization.